Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the final video of my journey towards my very first 50K, the Dead Horse Ultra, which was quite an adventure, let me just say that. I am doing actually quite a video really quick in my truck, and if you can see, we had quite a bit of snow last night. Not too bad, I think 6 to 7 inches, but I think a lot of it, the way it came in, is in front of our place, so I actually had to sweep a path out to my truck. And it's still kind of snowing, but nothing... It's small, nothing major, so we'll see. But anyways, yes, back to the 50K. It was kind of crazy. I have mixed emotions about it. I had to process that with my boyfriend because I wasn't quite sure, and a lot of the feelings I was having is quite normal. Part of it is I went into it not as excited as I normally have been for all my other races. All my other races I've been totally excited. I was a little bit excited the day of, but I think at the same time I was dreading it because I think I knew what was coming, more so being as long as it was, and the fact that I didn't train as well as I should have the last couple months, and so I felt that I wasn't quite prepared for it, and so I think that was part of the major reason why I was kind of dreading it, because to me I didn't feel prepared for it. But we took off. It was cold in the morning, which was actually perfect. About a mile in, my hands finally warmed up. So it did turn out to be a very beautiful day. Tons of gorgeous views. Totally loved it. Going up, basically you're going out 15 miles and then coming back in. And as I was going out, we got into the last, there was, I want to say 3 aid stations. So we had 1, 2, and the third was the turnaround and then coming back. The last section to the last aid station, I was in so much hip pain. I was having issues. I've been having issues with the tendon that connects my hamstring to up into underneath my glutes, and that was just flaming. And most of that part was uphill, so we're doing a lot of walking, and I was gaining my pace. We were doing great on the pace, but the walking is actually what was making it worse. When I was able to jog a little bit, somehow I used different form jogging, even maybe shorter strides, and so it relieved it a little bit. But given it was mostly uphill, we did a lot more walking. So coming into that aid station, yeah, I was kind of crying. It was so much hip pain. And I had some feet pain, but they were manageable, but it was the hip that was really, my hips were really taking its toll. Came in, sat down, rested, actually drank some Coke, which made a huge difference. I needed that sugar. I think Coke works better for me than a lot of the other stuff that they had there, the sugar stuff. For some reason, it was just refreshing. Hip pain went away. We took off, and I was a little stiff. We started jogging, and it was almost like relief. So I was doing great for about a mile and a half in. By the time we got to, I think, mile 16 or 17, the other hip pain kicked in, the one that I had during my marathon several years ago, and it's slightly different, and I'm not quite sure where that hip pain's coming from, what that is. Usually only happens when I get up in the higher mileage, so I had 2 hip pains going on, and it was struggling because as long as I was able to be on like flat downhill, I was fine. I could handle it, but we were on slick rock. It was bouncing back and forth. It wasn't too crazy, but just enough that my hips didn't like it. So that was crazy. So I was trying to watch more of the scenery, trying to take my mind off the pain, and it just stayed steady really bad. Coming into that very last aid station, well, the section before the last aid station was actually the worst. You're zigzagging back and forth in this area, and the scenery doesn't change. It really plays with your mind because you think you made all this progress. You look up and everything looks the same. So I think that was the section was the worst for me because of that. It was that mental aspect that I couldn't tell that I made any progress. And then coming into the aid station was sand. So it was flat, but it was sandy. So we kept walking. And that was actually the first time I was worried about the cutoff. I have never considered about being worried about a cutoff before until then, because I didn't know what the cutoff times were. I knew it was taking us a lot longer than expected. I mean, I figured we had the race done in 7 hours. No, it took a lot longer for us to finish that race because I slowed down so much in that second half coming back down, which I thought would help me coming down, but it was the hips were keeping me from going fast. Sat there for a little while. got my mind into it. I knew I only had 4.5 miles left, so we just took off, and it was flatter, not as sandy so it was a lot easier. We just kept huffing it, and I jogged when I tried. I couldn't jog for long at all, but I tried when I could. We came up to the top peak, and I actually have a video at the end of it when we're coming out of this top peak looking back, and you could see all the cars, and you could see it's there, but it's still far away. And I was like, okay, there it is. We're going downhill. Tried to jog downhill, and that made the hips way worse. We couldn't jog downhill at all because it was pretty steep. So we walked it downhill and jogged some flat, walked, and then as we were coming towards the finish line, everybody was there cheering, so we ended up jogging all the way in. And of course, here I am crying coming into the finish line because I'm in so much pain, and there's the finish line, and I knew I was going to be done, and it was just crazy emotional, and I wasn't expecting to cry at all coming in the finish line. So that threw me kind of for a loop. And I'm not talking big cry, I'm talking just kind of, I'm tearing up. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'd ever do that again, especially if I keep having hip issues. There's no way I can run that long distance. So my goal really from here on out is just kind of keep a 5 to 6 mile base. So if we do some destination runs where my boyfriend does a longer run, if they have like a half, maybe I'll do the half. So at that point, that's kind of where I'm at in that. I tried to do some videos like coming out of that, like when we're coming into that halfway mark that I told you about, I had thoughts. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a quick video. This is what I'm going to say. We came out, we plopped on the video, and nothing went as planned. But I'm still going to throw that in because it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. So I'm just going to throw it in. I'm going to kind of throw in some of the other clips, looking at them, not the best, because that's the first time I ran on rock and some bounciness with the GoPro. So, but I'm still going to throw it in there just so you guys can kind of see what some of the terrain was, because it was just amazing. And of course, the pictures of the train does not do it justice. I mean, it is just gorgeous out there. It is definitely, I'm glad we went and did that one because I loved it out there. In some of the areas, it was funny because as I'm running, I'm like, I would normally love running this kind of stuff, but not right now because I was just in so much pain. But normally I would have loved just to do like small runs here and there and that, and just go out for a vacation and just trail run, take my time and mess around. But so anyways, that was pretty much it. I'll try to throw on, I have a lot of videos, I may have some pictures, so I might kind of throw those in of like driving out there, some of the sceneries going out, some of the scenery off of I-70, which is kind of cool. And then so I'll kind of throw all that in afterwards, and we'll see. It's kind of bittersweet that I'm done with this, with the 50K. I'm very happy I'm done with the 50K because I have some other goals I'm working on right now, and I have actually no desire right now to run, which I haven't had it this bad in a while. I've actually washed my pack and put it away, so it's probably not going to come out till next summer, and I'm sure it will come out again. I'm sure I'll get the bug back, but for right now I think I'm good. And especially since this is, I don't know if you guys can see, I mean, I had like 6 inches of snow in my truck this morning. I had to dig out on the way because I just went to the grocery store. But anyways, I guys hope you enjoy the videos that are coming up. I'm not going to do any music over it. I'm not going to keep it quiet, so you're going to hear my breathing. And I didn't realize I made so much noise running. I make a lot of breathing noises when I run, and I've never heard that from anyone else. So I guess it's just me. But anyways, have a great day, and make sure you guys do at least one thing today that gets you one step closer to one of your goals. Okay, see ya.
Even the distance. Dark stuff is coming in.
Oh, we're losing signal. Yes, and we were just listening to this on our way. driving. I need you to breathe.
I may have sped.
Green lights.
See, I called it.
What?
Decent number of people. There are people without headlamps. Just saying.
I ran through a tunnel without a headlamp. Right?
Where was I?
Woo!
That's a herd.
Good morning. It is 0:30. We are here at the start line. Actually, we're in our car right now, but at Moab for the 50K, for the Dead Horse 50K. Sun is just starting to come up a little bit. We've been hanging out in the car. We've been here about half an hour, so we saw the 50-miler group go out, which was a huge group. I wasn't expecting it to be that big, but temperature is, let me see, what is it? I'm looking. It is 37, which is actually really perfect. It kind of sucks when you're just standing around waiting, but once you start running, that's actually going to be really perfect. It's going to get up until about 60, I think, today, which is going to get hot for us. We are going to be out for a while. I'm guessing around 7 hours, since we are going to be doing quite a bit of walking, so it is going to be a gorgeous day. So we're just kind of here hanging out. We had our breakfast, got all our gear on, just kind of waiting. Nervous. Yes, I kind of feel like I'm going to throw up, but we're doing this. Is that our halfway mark for 50K?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm darned.
Yes.
We're
Watch
getting
is
there.
really off. Okay, good job.
All right. Where am I at? I don't know. We know anymore. I'm tired. We made it to the halfway point, 4 hours in. Hoping that's kind of what I was planning on. Totally in pain, but look at that view. I don't know if you can see that. Oh my God, we had some awesome views. So, all right, I think that's all I have to say because I'm in pain. My hips are killing me. That's about it. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, so that would be Gemini Bridge, about right there. Whew, look at this view.